Hello, welcome back to my channel. I am glad you're here. On today's episode, we're going to be talking about emotional intelligence and diversity. Emotional intelligence and diversity. They're two different things, but how do they align? Oh, okay, I'll tell you this. In as much as we do like diversity in the workplace, in our schools, um, wherever we are, we love diversity. I want diversity. I like diversity. And for those of us who'd like the same, it's wonderful to have in the workplace or in your establishment, because the more diverse your business is, the more productive and functional you'll be. Let me elaborate. So you have a business and it's not diverse. And when I talk about diversity now, I'm talking about sex. I'm talking about age and sex, age. You know, if you're running a business and it seems like all your staff are 16 or 17-year olds, you're gonna be getting 16 or 17-year old results and ideas and jobs, you know. So but if you and teenagers do have wonderful ideas. So you can imagine putting that into the mix of your day to day operation. Getting the place a little bit more diverse would help in having so many ideas, not just from the standpoint of um, adults. You know, if you're in a bank or you own a bank, of course teenagers can work there, so this would not apply. But you have a boutique, you have a store, and you sell clothes for teenagers. You want to have a couple of teenagers working in there. You want to have a couple of teenagers there. That way, they would give you the what 401 just on what's trending, what you should be doing, what you shouldn't be doing, what you should be posting, what you shouldn't be posting. This is where the advantage of being diverse comes in regards to where you're working or your establishment you're running. Don't just stick to I just want to hire people who are 40 years and above, or I just want to hire people, try to make sure that the people you're hiring, age wise, it's diverse. And you don't just have all females working there or all males working there. Try to make it diverse. That way, you're getting suggestions and ideas from various age brackets, various age brackets. And diversity can affect that emotional intelligence. Okay. What's emotional intelligence? Emotional intelligence is being able to control your emotions when things are happening around you. Just, layman's term. How do I control my emotions? Everybody's screaming, yelling, arguing, fighting. They're doing all these things. They may be yelling at you. They may be screaming, and there's a whole bunch of whatnot, whatnot. This is not done. Da, 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 da. That emotional intelligence of having self control, that's the emotional intelligence of knowing what to do, when to do it, reading the room, and making sure that you are speaking when it's time to speak. Nothing wrong with talking at work, but speaking at, when you shouldn't be talking. If there's a board meeting going on and inventory is something is wrong, there's a time and place for everything. Just make sure that you are not speaking or saying something when there's something that's going on. There's a time for. So that's why I said having that emotional intelligence to study the room and know when to talk, when not to talk, and have some self-control when you're doing that, it's rich. It's very rich, and it's going to be beneficial to your company because your customer rep is not going to be so rude and agitated just because a rude customer walked in. I mean, your staff is not going to be rude and impatient and even aggressive just because a customer came in that is rude, impatient, and aggressive. You want to be calm, remain calm, learn to control that temper. And yeah, you're gonna be upset. Yeah, we all have a right to be upset. We all have a right to be mad. But being able to control it, that's where that comes in. Now, how are they both connected? I'll tell you how both are connected. We have young workers, we have older workers, you know. And when you're from a culture where the older ones seem to think, I mean, I'm glad I'm not working in an area and an establishment where that's a problem or it's a concern. But for those who find themselves in that situation, if you're in a business or you're in the office and the older crowd seems to think they have a better idea or better suggestions than the younger folks, then it's going to be a problem because they will stop talking. They will stop initiating anything that's going to be beneficial to your business or your company. They're going to stop doing that. Why? Because they're not going to feel heard. They're going to think, who am I? I'm just a 20 something year old. I'm just a 30 something year old. Oh, this lady, my old guy at the top, he knows what's up. His idea is right, is better. Yeah. Thinking that it's better just because they are in management or and they are the administrator of the business. So having that shift in an organization that is so diverse that can affect your day-to-day operations. So try to keep that in mind. Why you're very diverse in regards to the sex, age, and everything else. Try to make sure that your staff understand that you have to be respectful to and with each other, regardless of your age, your size, your height, regardless of how tall you are. Don't think that you can just make the shorter person. I mean, we are short, making the other person feel not seen or not heard. So keep that in mind and explain to your staff that everyone is on the same page. Everyone has equal right, equal opportunity in regards to pitching their suggestions or opinion in their business. So diversity is awesome, is great. Let's try to incorporate that because ideas from the younger folks, from the older folks, it's very helpful to your business. Don't just try to listen to this people or this age bracket or group just because you think they're older, they're mature, they know what's up. The younger folks too, they may be able to help you with that idea, with that business. And you're like, oh, wait a minute, I didn't even think of that. Of course not, you didn't think of that. It came from this young little person and whatnot. So try to keep that in mind. Be as diverse as possible. Make sure that your staff has some, emotional intelligence training. We're coming up with a few courses on our website, and it's going to be awesome. It's going to be great. Your staff can learn customer service, excellent customer service, emotional intelligence, conflict resolution. These are some important back end stuff that goes on in your business that it should be on the front end. But the thing is, it can be on the front end until your staff are, they're fully aware, fully trained on how to resolve conflict, how to have excellent customer service, and to make sure that they understand what emotional intelligence is, and making sure that they have some self control as well. Thank you so much for watching. You have a good day.